Stephanie.
Hey,
How are you doing today?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Is there anything that you'd like to talk about? How can I help?
I think we were going to talk about CSA.
CSA. How's that going? How's grad school?
I sent out my mid-program review, scheduling email to see if all the people could agree on a day, and I haven't heard back yet. At the same time, they're pushing it off, so maybe they're pushing it off. But our class, I'm probably not going to go. That might be the seat I get in the whole program. Well, looking forward to that. But I'm really excited about having the 2-hour budget class in the middle of the day. So I have this function that's better than doing.
It sounds like you've kind of identified where you want to do well in a classroom environment, and that the late time is a little bit more frustrating for you.
I think that's been one of the hardest parts of grad school. We've never classes.
And what have you kind of noticed is difficult about the late classes?
Some people get their energy from being around people. And I think I would characterize you as being one of those people who just really love being social.
For sure.
And I am not a huge social. I do like people, but I like small groups in kind of intimate settings. So not only does the classroom kind of take energy out of me, I'm also kind of one in person. So once I'm very it sounds kind of hippie, I don't mean it to, very attuned to the natural sun cycle. So if I wake up in the morning and the sun's up, I'm easily awake. I'm ready to go. And as soon as the sun starts to go down, my energy just drops off really hard. So it being kind of dusk, fall is really hard. Spring's been easier for me. Then we have this late night class in the fall, so it's gonna be really, really dark. So there's not gonna be any sunlight, and then on top of that, we're gonna be in a classroom, which I love all the people in the classroom, but that's a lot of people for me. And then we're going to meet both of our professors and new professors. So it'll be another new person. And suss out stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then just the food thing. I don't like eating. I feel like eating dinner from home. And I understand that I could probably adjust that. But
No, definitely. Yeah. I what I'm hearing you say is that you really enjoy, that you have hours set aside that you're pretty much used to, and that's where you function really well. Like waking up early, having a schedule with the sun, but then having talk till 9 o'clock really causes essentially some more stress for you. You know, a little bit of frustration and things. Yeah. I'm nervous about the new professors as well.
Yeah.
The transition is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Rob about the one with late at night, because he had the exact same person. I think there's somebody new for budget though.
Oh, do we?
Yeah. Because I don't think there's a woman. And I think, I don't think that his name of the instructor is a female-sounding name, and ours is. But I'll ask him, because he gives me a lowdown on everything.
Okay. So it sounds like you have a good mentor then.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be gone, useless.
Oh, I don't know about useless. So what has he done for you that's really helped in your grad school experience?
Well, I can tell it matters to him a lot that I have a better experience than he did. And so while he's honest with me about the negatives, he tries really, really hard to say, this is what happened to me, and this is what I've learned that can help you avoid that, or go through it better, cope better. And for someone who likes planning, having a heads up on every single hurdle that's probably going to happen helps me handle them so much better. Even if they're exactly the same height as what he went over, just knowing that you're going to have to jump over it before you get there is helpful.
Okay. He helps you plan, and he encourages you, and also maybe helping add value to your experience. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I was like, you know what, conduct's not super awesome at the assistantship, but I'm so happy I'm in an assistantship that has a first or second. Because that would be irreplaceable. And I think I mentioned this when we talked about the mentoring program. But yeah, I wish that had been the same for everyone, that we actually pulled through and had those mentoring relationships based on that program. But that's not what happened, and so I'm so just lucky that Rob and I connected, and that he calls me Trouble, which I just like. Hey, Trouble.
That's awesome.
Cool.
So it sounds like you have a pretty close relationship, or at least he's pretty positive, brings a lot of positive vibes to you.
Yeah, I think sometimes I'm like, oh, this is not, like, he's a very anxious person, I'm a very anxious person, but it's nice to see that in someone else because then I can recognize what that is, as opposed to sometimes when you're in that state yourself, you can't really identify that maybe you're overreacting or I don't know if it's exciting yourself, but just being, like, too into it.
Yeah, and like kind of building off of one another.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good you can recognize that. Sometimes when
Oh, yeah.
So it's really good to have the ability to like recognize some of that stuff.
I think our cohort kind of
we
all don't recognize that. While we like to vent to each other and like co-stress, that actually sometimes makes it worse for all of us.
Yeah. No, definitely. It sounds like too in some of those conversations it may add more stress and or anxiety with the whole grad school experience and everyone's just venting and talking about the negative-ish type things that they're going through.
I was thinking about this as I was thinking, I have not heard a single person in our cohort go, I'm so glad I've gotten, like, they're happy they got here, but now that they're here, they're like, I'm not entitled for grad school, was right this time in my life. Like, I haven't talked to Thomas, because Thomas, I have no overlap. I don't avoid him the least, like, never to talk. He's probably the only person I could probably point at who's like, really happy that I got here. Things are going great. He just loves his experience in a good way, but I think he's the only person in the cohort who feels like grad school is going in a way that they had hoped. Yeah.
And how do you feel? Like, do you feel similar to Thomas, or how are you feeling about, you put yourself in that view of like, how's grad school going? Do you have positive things, and how do you think, is this a good time in your life to be in grad school?
I think my initial brain process of going to grad school really shaped the whole experience for me. So I'm thinking of it as I have to do this thing that 10 years down the road I don't get passed up for this. And so I thought, you know what, I'm good at school. Like I'm good enough. I can do it. And that's still kind of where I'm at. So as I work, I'm super happy I got to Oregon State. I feel so right that this is the place I need to be. And I think the most positive thing I've gotten out of it has been connecting with the cohort and having that be a model because, especially being a commuter and being an introvert, I get to come hang out with you guys for like 6 hours a week because of classes. And then I feel like I have a group of people that I'm really fairly close to, probably more close with than anyone, like as a group of people. Like was never got this close to a high school graduation, like my graduating class. I never got this close to anyone in college because I hang out with Sean. And so it's just really cool to have it my first community around school.
Good.
So that
sounds like a great experience. Yeah. How fun! So getting a positive experience out of that, and like the group setting. So has that transition been? How has that been kind of for you? Is like having this kind of group that's been there to support you and that more group dynamic of friends versus
like
maybe one or two.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think I like it because I get to introduce my memory for. And like I don't feel like I'm in the same time. Like I don't feel like I'm, and I don't feel like anyone's gonna notice me ignoring them because there's so many people. But like, you know, like if I'm just looking at that dog, I can't stay.
I just can't.
So I'm gonna go talk to it. But I don't have to say that. It just kind of like morphs that way. And even sometimes with Jeff, I realized having Jeff in one class is I realize that Dr. Lynch is gonna listen to this, so let's not use this part. But yeah, no, I think it's good. I think I've adjusted really well. Particularly because I've learned to like a lot of individuals as individuals one-on-one. There's not a single person I think that I can be in a room with and be comfortable with. And I think that that's really rare for me. And I would think it's rare for most people, but I'm not an extrovert, so maybe not. But like I think the only person I'd be like, I don't know who to talk about would be Thomas, but he's so happy and like friendly that it's just like that wouldn't make me feel uncomfortable when we just talk about something. Yeah, so I feel like you guys never really judge. The whole group just kind of goes, oh, we want by Stephanie. But that's fine with me because I had in college two close friends, and they would always invite me to things, and eventually they stopped inviting me to things. Okay. And I would show up at our house, and show up at our house and they would be like, oh, we just got back from movies. And you're like, oh, well, I would have loved to come. And like, oh, we never come. And like that hurt really a lot because I felt like someone was judging how I valued their relationship based on what my availability was, which is just sometimes not equitable, especially if you're a grad school student and you have this commute, right? Like sometimes saying I can't go, and most of the time I say I can't go, isn't a value judgment on how much I don't think you're awesome. It's more of like, this is what I know you can do for myself, and I hope that you respect that. And so that was kind of a moment for me where I just felt like really hurt. So coming here and having people still invite me to everything, it just makes me feel like, okay, you get it. And I think that they get it because they're grad students. And I'm like, yep, been there. Yeah.
No, totally. It sounds like you have a very good grasp of like self-care and the things that you need to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And as well, you kind of know with your own values and friendships that the different things that you value in a friendship, and that potentially coming to everything you're invited to does not mean, whether you come or not, does not mean that I value you less or more.
Right, yeah.
And so that's something that I'm hearing that you kind of value in a friendship. If someone who's going to like be confident with something over them.
I mean, I think, do you feel that way about friendship? Not kind of flip the table, I'm just wondering, what side of value feel like for you?
Yeah, for me, that's something, it's a little different for me because I used to not, I mean, I felt very similarly. I feel as you did of when I wasn't getting invited to things because I had prior commitments or something along those lines. And that is very hurtful for me when I don't get invited. But at the same time, when I'm constantly inviting a friend, it would get frustrating. I have a friend in particular who I constantly invite to stuff and they don't come. And it's not a thing that I don't continue to invite them because I do, but it's more of I've kind of given up on them coming at all. You know what I mean?
Kind of like the group did with me. Like, but it's different, I feel like, when a group does it versus one person. I think it definitely feels different.
Definitely, yeah. Maybe that's what you're getting at is the group dynamic of friendship is a little bit different than the one-on-one.
Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
Because I think in a group dynamic of friendship, it is harder to have intimate things happen, and that is preventing like really close, intimate, positive things, but it also prevents like things that would really hurt people's feelings. So it's very hard for a group of 15 people who I consider friends to all simultaneously do something that hurts my feelings. But it's really easy for one person to do that.
Okay. So it sounds like you may be making deeper connections with one-on-one friendships versus group dynamic friendships. Okay.
And I think that's always been like when I mentioned that the reason I like this group so much is because I feel like I could be in a room with any one person and feel comfortable. Like I've never had a group of people where I felt that. It's always been me and my best friend and I'm hanging out with our friends. And it's very different than having a group of my friends. Like I've never had a group of my friends, probably since junior high. This is a long time ago.
That's awesome. Well, it sounds exciting. Awesome. So going back to what we were talking about before with school and grad school and maybe what's coming in the next year, I guess, that we have left.
Sure.
And when we're talking about, you mentioned the professor thing and how we have 2 new professors coming in, and so you talked to your mentor about kind of what to expect with at least one of the professors, but how does that kind of transition with new professors and this new environment? How has that been for you? How does that kind of work for you?
So you're asking specifically about this coming term?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm excited because Rob said that everything's easier in the second year because we don't have so many required classes. And this fall term is the last time we're really going to have required classes together besides the legal, which is one class and then we're done. And I think part of me is like, oh, that's awesome. The other part is like, no, because again, having that built-in friend time is really beneficial for me because I don't go out of my way to make it happen otherwise. And I think new instructors, it's always interesting for me to try to suss out exactly how much. I think it's interesting how you get to figure out what their etiquette is around assignments and what kind of participation are you looking for, and if it's going to be more self-reflection or if it's going to be more by the book, and it'll be hard not to have Daniel, which I never thought I would say. He feels, unfortunately, because he's been a part of most of the experiences we've had with the group that have been in the program, talking and all accepting each other and learning things, and struggling with things together.
Mm-hmm.
That not having him around feels like one of the cohort people, like to me. And even if it still feels like the group dynamic is going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just like when we have a few part-timers, like the dynamic in history is very different than the dynamic we have now. And we just had 3 as a part-timer, and then he was part-timer and Jeff. Like those 3 feel like they're very much part of our group a little bit. Like I know who they are. I feel like they're really engaged with us. They know my name. But I know when we had programming functions, there were people who weren't even in the program that really threw off the whole dynamic. And I don't want to be cliquey, but when you have 3 people that I don't know in my cohort class, it's like, yeah, I really hope I don't get paired with you. Like that's just
yeah.
because I have no idea what to expect out of you. And I know that if I pair with my goal numbers, I'm like, okay, so this is what we have to do, and this is how much time we actually have to do it, and this is how it's actually going to turn out, and this is how we would really like it to turn out, but that's probably not what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's some more realistic conversation that I can appreciate there.
So it sounds like you enjoyed Daniel's classes preferably because there were more, our cohort was who it was. There wasn't anyone outside, and there were people you recognized. And with the history class, there were outside individuals who were coming in and kind of like threw off that dynamic. And so maybe you prefer the consistency of that? Yeah. Okay, I can see that. And with Daniel no longer being the professor that we had for the whole year, literally 3 terms in a row, not having that consistency coming into fall term might be a little bit challenging.
Yeah, I think so. I think spring was, we can wrap this up. Good.
Yay, done!